Welcome back to the Ambition Over Fear platform. This is a place for alchemists, people that are learning and coming into an awareness that they're an interdimensional soul having a human experience. You know, every time I show up for you here, the goal is to channel and bring to you everything you need so you can expand upon your journey. And so today I want to give you the transformation of strategy. I want to fully get into what is strategy from the fifth dimensional viewing point that is your soul. So as we go through life, you know, we have to understand that everything around us is a direct reflection of us. As above, so below. The internal world projects into what we see around us. So once we understand that, we can move into an awareness that life is not happening by accident. It is happening as a result of things you need to heal based on belief systems that are inside of you from your lower ego. Your lower ego is an unconscious story of who you are. The ego itself is not really defined based on what we have been taught from modern day psychology and modern day spirituality. The ego is a container for your soul. Your soul is a raindrop that has been broken off from the ocean that is the universal consciousness. So your soul doesn't have form. And once you go fully up the ladder in your soul through different types of etheric practices such as meditation and really going deep into reaching the alternate layers of consciousness that exist around us. You know, a lot of these things include, and from my own life, they include being creative. You know, when you're creative, you're tapping into a place called the no mind. It's a place where your thoughts come after the energy. And as you're being creative, you're tapping into an energy that is in an alternate dimension that your higher self is plugged into. That is why art is so important, because it is a way for us to connect to the higher realms of energy. It is a way for us to connect to the fifth dimension without actually having to put in the work. But I want you to put in the work, and that's why I'm here today. I want you to come into a position where you're aware that your ego and your body is the only way you can be here as an intergalactic soul. Since your soul is formless, and since every single thing around us is made of energy, and when energy breaks down, it breaks down into the purest form of consciousness. That means that all energy all around us is all connected, and it is always in communication with each other, because the source of energy is the universe itself. And that source can be found within you the minute you let go of the idea that life is life, that you may be a victim, and you move into a position where you're taking control of life by your spiritual awareness and consciousness. You know, you going into the spiritual realms and understanding the topics of tarot and being psychic and energy healing and the akashic records, that is all beautiful. But I want to show you how to take that level of consciousness and actually apply it to your human experience, because you only uncovered that in this body as a human, so you can use it to your human nature. Step one, I want you to realize for a second that every single thing is the divine masculine and the divine feminine coming together in an orchestrated manner to make something. See, the divine feminine is the energy field itself. The quantum field, which is a definition of the way energy creates matter. The energy is a quantum field and the matter is a physical field. in the quantum field, you have a receiver and a sender of energy, just like the ones and zeros in a computer. The receiver is a zero. It's a circle. It's a circle of life. It is a hole in which things can come in. So when you're understanding pure consciousness and the building blocks of reality itself, you're looking at the divine feminine, which is just the energy field. Now, when you're understanding how does that energy manifest, how does pure energy make something that is tangible and visible like a planet, well, what happens then is you have a divine masculine code which acts as the taste, the spices that put and make the food. The divine masculine, similar to us understanding as human beings what the divine masculine is, it is choice. It is structure, it is choosing. So the divine masculine basically takes and decides the DNA of itself, and it basically penetrates the divine feminine field. And everything in this world is holographic. Every single truth on some level is another truth elsewhere. Quantum entanglement. When one particle changes across the universe, another particle that is connected to that same state of energy also changes. So a woman has the ability to reproduce in the human realm. The male has the ability to put in a specific set of information, DNA encoding, that can allow the woman to take that DNA and multiply it and produce it. The same goes within the fifth dimensional energy field. The divine feminine is the energy field. It is receiving. It's a canvas. The divine masculine is the energy code that is put into the quantum field that then starts producing form based on the information that the divine masculine decides. That is step one. Step two is you understanding that you embodying the divine feminine means that you have to move into a position where you become your own spiritual mother. You know, what do we do as kids when we have a problem? What is the cliche and the set of stories that exist in our culture about mother and father? You know, the mother, we go to the mother with that unconditional love of, listen, I did something and I don't know what to do. And usually, you know, in a good situation, the mother will comfort the child no matter what is going on. So you tapping into the divine feminine is you allowing your higher self to comfort your human self and not judge your human self consciously. You know, we have to move away from an idea that, oh, I always do this. Well, you have a conscious mind and a subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind, most people are not aware of because it is the program that is running the computer that you're seeing. When we look at a phone or a technological product, we are seeing the front end of production. We're not seeing the programs and every little code that is put into the phone to make that work. The coding is your subconscious mind. So no matter what you think or where you think you're at, you have to consciously be strategical in deciding what something means and telling your mind a truth that you want your entire system to resonate with. So in the divine feminine that you are coming into, while you're learning how to be more strategic, the divine feminine in you is you going into your higher self and you embodying a motherly figure. And what you do when you're in that position is there is a separation sometimes. You have to go vertical. You have at the very top level, you have the entire universe. It breaks down into a soul because the universe can only expand with creative, unique expression of being an individual. That is why our souls exist, because our souls have individual motives. If the universe didn't make souls, the universe would not really have a variety of expansion, because it is just one. So it breaks down into souls, and then every soul has its own direction of the universe that it wants to explore based on how your higher self and your soul places you in certain reincarnations. So the top level is the universe, right below it it's your soul, then below that is your body, and below that is your inner child. When you have to get into a position where you can go into your higher self, pull energy in from the universe, because even when you're in a knowing that you're feeling your soul, you have to allow the universe to come in and give your soul new energy and new galactic codes, so your soul can actually evolve in a new direction, because everything is always expanding. So the idea in step 2 is receiving. Allow your soul to receive new information and new magic and new technology from the universe. Then you want to go into your soul, embody that motherly figure, the goddess image, and look at your body and send it energy. Just visualize it, feel it, send your body energy, and imagine that energy wrapping around your body and comforting it. Being non-judging, because the divine feminine is the unconditional love of purity and acceptance. And receiving means when you're in your divine feminine, that when anything is going on in your life, you are open to what it brings to you, because you know at an alchemic level it is here for you to be shown the unseen in yourself. Step 3, okay, is now we're talking about the divine masculine, which in this world, no matter who you are, it has nothing to do with societal norms or ideas of what gender is based on the culture we're in. It has to do with the makeup of energy itself, the ones and zeros. Quantum bits, which is a way to measure basically energy that we cannot see. It's a word used to describe it. It only comes together because you have the receiver, which is a divine feminine, and the sender, which is the divine masculine. Now, when you're in your divine masculine, you are taking a position of being that powerful king and queen that decides what you want your civilization to experience. When you are in your divine masculine, it doesn't really, it's not based on what life is doing to you, but it is based on what you want to experience in life. It's the form, it's the structure. The divine feminine is the idea of life itself. You sitting down, enjoying nature, allowing life to present itself to you so you can receive what life is here to show you. In step 3, it's the divine masculine, which is now you're going to decide. You're not going to wait for something to come in. You're going to get something. You're going to send your consciousness into the universe based on the thoughts and desires that you are choosing to pursue, and you're going to allow yourself to connect to any thought and any perception of the world that is in reflection with the parallel reality you want to move into. You have to see the world in a timeline, just as you have different parallel realities based on what you choose to experience. The universe, the world, the divine feminine that is a goddess of Mother Earth, she is also deciding what she wants to experience and what version of form she wants to live out. That's why Mother Earth right now, as we're moving in from old Earth, which is a predominantly 3D based, to a 5D Earth, which is a predominantly consciousness based experience, the Mother Earth that is the receiver is getting a new set of divine masculine codes that is the sender, and everything will change after that. So once you understand that the divine masculine is protection, it's structure, it is choosing, it is deciding, it is forcefulness in what you want to experience past the resistance that society could show you. You know, when you're exercising and you're pushing and you feel your body breaking down, the divine masculine is the force that goes, nope, we're gonna keep going. And I'm gonna tell my body that it's gonna be okay, and I'm gonna upgrade all of my organs so I can handle more intense exercise. The divine feminine is, how do you heal your body afterwards? How do you soothe it? Do you take Epsom salt baths? Do you stretch? That is a divine feminine. So step 3, once again, is the divine masculine, but fully coming into a perception that the divine masculine is you taking time to realize that you're a creator, and then deciding, what energetic quantum information do I want to put in my energy field? And you do that by realizing life is an illusion. This 3D world is a matrix. And once you get beyond the idea that you live one life from start to finish here, and you go to heaven or hell based on the religious constricting philosophy that you were raised upon and really never questioned, then you move into a position where you're expanding the idea of, I get to decide what paint and what picture I create on the canvas. That's deciding. Step 4 is using strategy. Using the receiving that is the divine feminine. Then understanding that at a core level, you are pure consciousness. You're a body that is a 3D form that is being activated by the electricity that your soul is pumping through it, because your soul has a direct connection and a direct wiring into the entire universal realms. There is no separation. There is no alien, angel, human. We are everything. And you can choose to expand your soul. And since time is not real, when you start to explore your curiosity of different planets and different star seeds, alien species, angels, the minute you do that, you're putting yourself in a position where you can actually decide, okay, since I am everything, you're telling yourself, since I am every soul that comes into my experience, since every single thing I am experiencing with my 5 senses is a reflection of consciousness of what is inside of me, and how I'm perceiving it is based on how I perceive the world. Once you get behind that control point and you're like, oh, I'm everything at a higher level, then you go into your soul and you realize, you can choose what your soul reincarnates into next based on just allowing yourself to come into the power of you realizing that if you can go into your higher self during meditation, then when you're in your soul, you can go into the universal soul that is the entire universe and decide what is the next energy you want to experience. Step 4 is a combination of the divine masculine and feminine. It is the idea of you choosing what you want to experience. What timeline or parallel reality do you want to merge into? Basically, right now, where you're at, whatever you're seeing, the life you're living, whatever your 5 senses are bringing in, realize that everything is not solid, everything is vibrating. And just like a video game or old school movie, reality works in frames. And whenever you choose energy that is not like the DNA that you've created in your body based on what you've chosen in the past, you have to literally move into a new association with the matrix. You have to move into a new association with your body, and then you're moving into a new life trajectory. A timeline and a parallel reality is simply an ego. It is a story that you are choosing to embody, and the energy you are choosing to bring in your body, in order for you to actually project that into manifested experiences. And so once you realize what life you want to move into, now you get into a place where you have to realize that you have to have the self-worth and an ego that is able to hold the idea that you do deserve what you want to create. And you have to go into the divine masculine, which is what actions are you going to have to take in the external world, what energy are you going to have to send in the world for you to actually align with this parallel reality. The feminine is the 0, the masculine is the 1. The feminine is the energy field itself, it's pure energy. The divine masculine is the idea of choosing what energetic information are you going to put in a reproductive field for it to then reproduce to be actually seen with the human eye. That is one method in which you can use your spiritual awakening and ascension and shifts in consciousness to actually change the way you view the world. But also here on this channel and this community, I'm here to teach and guide every single one of you to actually be a friend and a leader and help you and walk with you through your most difficult challenges and allow you to understand that there is more beyond this physical realm. This is a matrix. We are in an illusion. Then what do? I'm here to teach you and give you the masculine information, the divine masculine of you learning skill sets from me, you learning how can I actually do magic. What is magic anyway? It's not what we're taught. And then the divine feminine and how do you nurture your energy while you're going through all these changes. So definitely stay tuned. This is going to be a huge global platform. I love all of you. Make sure I have courses. I do 5th dimensional quantum coaching. Also, if you look in the description, I have a Facebook group where I want you to be a piece of that puzzle. I want you to be part of the puzzle I'm making so you can enjoy every breakthrough that every one of the ambition over fear alchemists go through. You being a piece of this puzzle I'm making means that whenever I bring in new information, you experience it too. Whenever somebody else channels new code, you implement that into your DNA by just being a part of these conversations. I love all of you, and remember, joy and simplicity